Okay. Happy Tuesday. So, let's see. The developers did an update last week, kind of like a Halloween stuff. They added some new traits for wizards and stuff. So we take a look at that stuff. It's mainly necromancy type stuff, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, normal stuff. Get 12 wizard picks, starting gold, advanced stuff. So nothing here really different. Start with Bashan as our hero. Not gonna have Soul Trap thread on because that's annoying. Stuff. Oh, we can actually change the population growth of our towns if we want. Make them faster too, but that's bad. Layer density and casting skill. So we have a 25% reduction on casting. No, wait a minute, sorry. Casting skill cost. We just make it 25. It doesn't matter. Okay, so score multiplier is 143%. Is that right? The higher the number, the more difficult the game. Sure. Okay, so custom wizard. Oh, actually, they added a new wizard. Bladud. How do you say that? Bladud. He's used to be a great orc general, a king of legend. He ruled his kin with his fierce queen Bellet for centuries before the two parted ways, and Bladud claimed the mantle of wizard. Divine of the stigma of mediocrity worn by his orc's kin, Bladud was determined to prove it wrong through the dark arts of orcmancy. Yes, orcmancy. The wizard has gained great power, decided to use all of it solely for the purpose of uplifting his people from the mundane into the fearless army of death. Orcs under Bladud's leadership can feed off their enemies' life force, and the wizard himself gains strength from the fallen orc armies. With such power, the orcs are sure to be lead Bladud to his mastery. We're not taking him, but he does have orcmancy, which we'll look at here in a second. So he's the new wizard. So they've added quite a few. You always use the Merlin portrait because reasons. So the new stuff is on the next page. So Orcmancer. It's kind of silly, but Orcmancer is a master of necromancy, but attuned only to the life force of the orcs. For every figure of an orc in the army that dies, the Orcmancer receives +5 caster skill in combat. It can go over the max, which you currently have. Every orc under their command also receives the death immunity and lifesteal skills. Death immunity means they're immune to death magic, and lifesteal means when they hit something, do damage, they heal themselves too in the process. The Orcmancer can begin the game with orcs only. The wizard must already have selected at least one death spellbook, and it costs 2 picks. It sounds fairly strong if you do orcs, so soul tap layers are a ridiculous escalation. Oh, so yes, last game they are super layers with 2 to 3 rounds and leave behind a new resource. Yep, they are a pain in the ass. I'd rather not have them, unless I'm feeling, like I need to be challenged beyond what I want to be challenged. Anyway, so there's Orcmancer, and then the actual Necromancer. Necromancer seeks to cross the veil of death to their advantage. The wizard begins every battle in darkness and a new undead hero spell. With the spell, they can call a fallen hero back from the dead as an undead servant. The hero returns, but changed by the dark channel spell. So the wizard must already have selected at least 3 death spellbooks, and it costs 1 pick. So the big one here is the darkness, because usually when you do death magic and stuff, that means you have a lot of undead, and darkness gives a bonus to death creatures. So like it's only like +1 to like melee and defense and that kind of stuff, but it also gives a penalty to life creatures like angels and stuff like that, and you get it for free in every combat. So if you can rerun around with lots of undead, the Necromancer is the way to go. And then you get the undead hero spell, and what this is, it's basically hero dies after combat's over, cast the spell because you already have it, and it brings them back to life, but they come back as undead. And what that really means is they get all the cool stuff that undead gets, like the resistances, and they get a little bonus to their attacks and defense and that kind of stuff. Same thing you would get with Black Channel spell. But in this case, it's bringing back, a hero. Can only be used once on the hero. And then because they're undead, they don't pick up any more experience either. So it's not a good idea to kill off a low-level hero just to make them undead early in the game, because they will be stuck at whatever level that was. It's usually going to be like level 1 or 2, so you don't really want to do that. You want to save it to, pretty much, when they get up to, level 20 or so. Or it's level 10, sorry, level 10. And then you kill them off, and then you bring them back as undead. That's kind of cool, right? And then also, but if you're going to do that, if you're going to be doing, I think if you're going to be doing Necromancer, you might as well be doing Death Eater too, because these go hand in hand basically. The Death Eater can recycle their fallen forces in order to feed their Death Realm armies. After winning a battle, all units belonging to Death Realm regain 50% of their health. This is not resurrect fallen units though, and they must have 3 spellbooks. So this is basically giving your undead healing, which is huge, and that's why this pick is 2 points or 2 picks, because undead, most undead do not heal. There's no way to heal them. This is why a while back we did the trolls of undeath, or the trolls of death. Why trolls? Because they regenerate, and you can turn them to undead, and they will still heal because of regeneration. Regeneration is really the only way for undead to heal. So there are some undead units out there like Death Knights, and I think Wraiths as well. When they do damage, they suck the life out of their target, and that's how they heal. But they're still taking damage in the process, so it's not guaranteed that they're going to get all the way healed up. So regeneration is typically the way to go. And I think there's 1 or 2 summoned death units that actually have regeneration. So yes, Death Eater plus Necromancer combo. If that's the way you're going to go, that's what you should do. Simply because Death Eater implies that you're going to be running, you're going to be using a fair amount of undead. So you're going to want that so they can heal. And Necromancer, because you get the free darkness every combat. And you get the undead hero spell, for whatever reason you want to use that for. So, but again, keep in mind that for the undead hero thing, make sure they're as high level as you want them to be, because once they die, and you bring them back as undead, they're stuck at that level. So there's that. So what are we going to do? We are going to do death. How much death are we going to do? That's 8 books there. That gives us Necromancer, Death Eater, and that gives us 2 picks left. No, sorry, 1 pick left. I was looking at the 2s. So we have 1 pick left. So now it's a question of what race do I want to play? If I want to do a Mirren, we need 2 picks, so we'd have to ditch a book. If I want to do a Mirren. If I want to do a regular race, we can go with one of the 1-point stuff, Stonemason, that's for building roads and stuff. Fantastic Warlord. So fantastic troops allow the wizards to increase in all their melee or combat stats. And breath and attack, blah, 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 and then +1. Fantastic units will be basically all your undead stuff. Artificer for making magic items. Archmage, just casting skill increases by 10, or starts at +10, makes it twice as hard to dispel their spells. There's a 50% bonus to all power spent on increasing the skill as well. Charismatic, so just be more diplomatic with the other wizards that you run into. Conjurer. So conjuring spells are easier to research, and they cost less to use them. Use the term casting cost of all summoning spells, and reduces the upkeep cost of fantastic creatures by 25%. This is a big thing to get if you're doing undead, because if you're making your own undead through using ghouls and wraiths and all this other thing, the new undead units you get, you have to pay mana for them if it's those type of units, right? It's not all units, but if they're normally, say, a summoned creature like a sprite, sprites are not a creature you can recruit in town, so that means they have an upkeep cost of mana. And when you make them undead, or you manage to kill them in combat using undead means and stuff, they come back as undead. You can use them as a troop. However, their upkeep is now mana. Well, regular troops are, food or gold, unless you turn them into undead, and then in that case they are free. If you can turn regular troops, such as regular swordsmen or spearmen and stuff, you kill them, turn them into undead, they've got no maintenance cost. So no mana, no money, no food. So that's a really good thing. But Conjure, again, if you're converting troops over, or actually even if you're summoning your own like zombies and wraiths and ghouls and that stuff, Conjure is not a bad thing to do. If that's what you want to do. Mana focusing. Energy that all magic increases by the mana obtained from power by 25%. You could also go this way if you're doing a lot of summoning, so you get more mana that way too. Or you could just go 9 books. Or again, go 7 books and go Mirren too. Infernal. Infernal is a unholy influence, dominates the divine, and increases the power gained from the pacifying efficiency of the religious buildings by 50%. If a building reduces rebels by 1, it will now reduce it by 1.5. The wizard must have already selected 4 death spellbooks. Increases the power gained from the religious buildings by 50%. So if it produces 2, it now will produce 3. So you could do that right, go that way too, but that's kind of expensive. You've got a spell that can basically do the same thing. Why does it cost something? Because it's strong. Because it's strong. Because it increases the power generation by the building. So the first building you get is a shrine, and it produces 1 power. With this infernal power, it'll be 1.5. But it also reduces the rebels by 1.5 too. So this is actually a pretty strong characteristic, because it's not just the one building. It's usually, a lot of races have 2 to 3 at least of those religious buildings, and figure it goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or is it? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think is the power. Maybe is there a 5th one? I don't remember. But each, you basically be doubling all the power production from those buildings in one city, all cities. So if you have, say a shrine in 5 cities, we'll just say 6, make it math easy for me. So say you have 6 cities, each one of them has a shrine producing 1 power. If you have Infernal, instead of 6, it's 9. And it's reducing all the unrest as well, at least reducing the amount of rebels that are potentially available in that town by 1.5 as well. Plus the bonuses on top of what you're getting for the religious building too. So, it bumps it from 1 to 1.5. Like orcs can build all religious if that's what you go with. Correct. Orcs can do everything. But I'm not going to be doing the orcs, I don't think. Because you could do Orcmancer, Necromancer, and Death Eater. That's 5 points, so that doesn't leave you a whole lot of spell books. So Orcmancer, I think, is you could do it, but I don't really want to. I don't want to do Orcmancer. We could. You can go orcs, but you can only be orcs. What else do you get, though? For every figure and for an orc, of an orc in the army that dies to get, that's during combat. Each orc under their command also receives death immunity and lifesteal skills. So every orc gets lifesteal. It's tempting. You could do it. Could do it. So Orcmancer, Necromancer, Death Eater. Now the thing is these orcs are not technically undead, right? They're just immune to death. Master Necromancer, but attuned only to life force that works. Yeah, they're not actually undead. You can make them undead though. Yeah, we can see it. See how it goes. Not dead until dead, correct. We can cast something like, yeah, black channels, you turn them into undead, and that'll work. Let's see how it goes. What's the worst that can happen? We can restart. So we end up with, it's only 6 books. Oh, we have 1 pick left. 7 books? I think 7 books should be good enough. Because you actually want a fair amount of books here, because you get more spells. And of course, there's this spellbook power. You get power from spellbook, so this would be 7. Each starting spellbook adds +2 to casting skills, so that's 14. Every spellbook above the 7th adds 5, and we're only at 7. So we'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be okay. Okay, so starting spells. Dark rituals. This is another way of increasing the power coming from religious buildings, but it also adds rebels too. Ghouls, life drain, terror. Every enemy in battle. I told that one off. Weaknesses may be more useful at the start. Skeletons for fun. Cloak of Fear. Let's go Cloak of Fear. Okay, so these are starting spells. They have a chance. Well, these are the ones we'll actually be learning later on, it looks like. So next we go. And of course we have to do orcs. Orcs have access to everything. They have no restrictions to what buildings they can build. They just don't have the best units. And Wyvern Riders are okay, but they don't have anything special like, say, paladins and longbows and that kind of stuff. But they should be fine. They should be fine. Okay, so orcs go to the purple banner, and off we go. Happy Tuesday. Happy Halloween. Creating the world. How many pumpkins are around your house? None. Decorating your house is asking for kids to come to the front door, and we don't want kids looking for candy here. So that's how that works. Oh, look how much extra food we're going to have. 2 wild game, so we have +4 food, so we don't need farmers for a while. Sawmill? Spearman. Yeah. So, let's see. Get spearmen to guard this place. And we'll sawmill to grow stuff. Does anybody know why pumpkins? Because pumpkins are native to North America, I think. And that's where Halloween started. I think. I may be wrong there. Okay, so we'll have him in 2 turns. Actually, we can have him now. That. So it's not because they are evil. Yes, pumpkins are not evil. Why would you think they're evil? So weakness, we'll go to weakness first. Okay, so where should we send our little... This looks like coastline down this way, so you go that way. Sean, you go that way. Grown in North America as far back as 9,000 years ago. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're native here. I don't think pumpkins pumpkins as we know them, the orange big gourd things, they don't exactly exist anywhere else, do they? Yes, there are gourds of those types or whatever they're called. I know there's different types out there, but as far as pumpkins, I think they only exist in North America. Summon ghouls. Into dark rituals. That would be bad, though, for now. There's an undead hero spell. We want ghouls. 16 turns to cast that. I think we'll wait until we get some actual mana production. Squash. Squash is the right word. But were they being hunted even back then? Pumpkins? Why do you think pumpkins are being hunted? Traditional jack-o'-lanterns were made of turnips. Turnips. And these are actually swordsmen, aren't they? They are. Supposed to go with him, I think. The Aztecs have pumpkin spice season 2. There's a question that nobody's ever asked before, I think. Question is, do they have pumpkins in Mexico? Or Central America, we should say. I don't know. Do they have pumpkins down there? Pumpkins originate from Mexico. Oh, really? Okay, so the answer would be yes, they do. Oh, look, Mithril. We need to find a good spot over here for a little town. Those guys are built, or recruited. Sawmill 14. I'll get a second spearman for that. After that, and then we'll do... Right? Guard. Not enough food. I don't think I have enough food. Oh, because we have a rebel. Okay, so we'll switch these guys around. Get the spearmen in one turn, and then we'll go back to the sawmill. This will take care of... This spearman will take care of that rebel. Because we'll have 2 in the city now. Okay. Look, it's an ancient temple. With 3 unicorns. I don't think so. Gold. Forest. But Mithril back here. We really do actually want to go back there, I think. All this stuff. Master, I come bearing gifts. I offer you a magic spirit. Oh, we have a black cat. How fitting. We have a black cat for a familiar. Cave. 2 free to 1 hellhound. I don't think so. It's a ruin. No, it's a dungeon. I don't think so. Nice spirit. 11 turns on that sawmill. Okay, where should we send the spirit? Help scouting out this stuff, I guess. Clear out this area. Nice river there. Okay, so Mithril there. Oh, too close. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, 20 max population, 26% bonus on production. 1929, 2020, 21 and 9. Don't know what that's going to be. So if we go here, 2026. We'll have coal. We'll have mithril. Looks like there might be something there too. Iron. We have a forest, we have hills. This is actually a really good spot, I think. Yeah, lots of resources in through here, it looks like. Scout the coastline. Scout the coastline. 27.6, 24.3. So we don't want to get away from these the trees there because we get archers and stuff for that. From here, just out of range of that forest here, but you guys get iron, the mithril, the forest, more double iron, some coal. It's gonna be real cheap to make stuff, recruit people here, or it should be. Look, it's another cave. A bear and a sprite. Still too much for us. That was orange, wasn't it? It sure was. Not doing those at all. Oh yeah, got to name this Rocketville. There we go. That way we know it's our capital. So 8 turns in the sawmill, or we spend our money. We'll spend our money. Let's see, we're gonna have to set up a new town, so let's go up this way. We got a gate right here. Might have early access to mirror if we're lucky. Oh, actually, I should probably do some engineers too. So you can start building roads, because that's important. Forests are slowing us down. Cave. Hellhound and a fire elemental. Too much for our spirit. Check these out. This might be a good spot. Tower and Keep. Nagas. Phantom Beast and Nagas. So, no. So, it's an ancient tower of wizardry. 3 shadow demons, a demon, and a zombie. So not going there anytime soon. Orcs are known for being famous road builders. They are. Who do you think built Mordor? Look at our lifesteal. So, every point of failed resistance against the lifesteal attack, the attack unit gets resistance equal to a level of lifesteal. The defender loses 1 hit point, while the attacker gains 1. Units killed mainly by lifesteal return as undead. We need more orcs to kill stuff, so we don't actually need to summon ghouls. Temple. Oh, look, it's a little skeleton. 2 skeletons. Get out of the forest so we can move a little bit faster. I feel like I'm getting too far away from my potential recruitment stuff. Okay, so Gronk Gut is, look at all this stuff. So, coal. Reduces construction costs of normal units by 10%. Mithril. Adds 1 power, +2 if we've got a Miner's Guild. If they got an Alchemist Guild, all units built here get Mithril units, or Mithril attack and armor, that kind of stuff. Then we have 2 iron, which reduces the construction cost by 5% each. So we have 2 mithril ore. Where's the second one? Oh, they're right there. Shit, I kind of screwed that up, didn't I? I could have built this city down here. Still had that mithril. Could have built a second city up here. Oh god, there's another batch of... Is that iron or mithril? Up there. Anyway, so this city is going to have a 20% reduction on recruiting units because of the iron and coal. But first of all, it's got to build some houses. Yep, so mithril, mithril, mithril. So I kind of screwed that up. I could have built this city farther south. Actually, it's not too late to wreck it. Built another city up here to take care of this one, and then another one over here to take care of that one. You could have 3 cities with mithril. How do I want to do that, though? Probably a good idea. Yes. Cost us the 1 fame we don't have. It's going to be down here now. Now we can build another city up here. Although it's probably going to be... Actually, it might be off to the side. Maybe we can go that way. Okay, Rocketville. We're going to need... we can go this way. We'll be fine. I wish I would have paid better attention there. More iron. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4, so it's got to be built along this area here. So built here. Gonna get that one, still get the forest. No, it won't. The forest is too far away. So I have to build it here. That'll be good. Build another one up. And this is going to be... It's going to be tough to be able to reach both of these. We might be able to do it. With 2 separate cities is what I'm trying to do. Basically, I have 3 cities with mithril. Look, it's another dungeon. Doom Bats and Hellhounds. I don't think so. Oh, we're towards the north, so tundra up here. And that's gonna suck. Temple. It's empty, but it gives us mana. Oh, temple. Temple's abandoned. So, gold. So 1 turn on the shrine, then we'll pick up those guys, and then we're actually going to need settlers. Another dungeon. Scouting out all this area up here, even though we're northern part of the map, so I'm not gonna have too many neighbors up here, I don't think. So orc engineers in 4, how about 1? Spell magic? Summoning circle, terror, dispel magic. Yeah, black channels is already on the list, so that's gonna go well. Start building roads in that general direction. Be fine. Look, Bashan leveled up, so that's more gold for us. Ty, welcome back. There's too many Gimpies and too many games. Are there? At least I don't have to think of different names. Just use the same one over and over and over again, for the most part. Or some variation of the name. Okay, Mr. Spirit. Gimpirella? No, it's just Gimpirella. Yeah, that might work. Gimpy the Dwarf. Well, that's not really a different name. That's a title. Really. Okay, Mr. Spirit, where are we going? We're going down this way. Mr. Rules Lawyer, hey. Just got to be clear. Can't have any misconceptions going on, you know? Besides, with this audience, somebody will come back and say, hey, Gimpy the Dwarf is technically the same name as Gimpy. You know, somebody else would have said that if it hadn't been me. I know my crowd. So much undead. We would never say such a thing. Yes, you would. You sure have in the past, so...
Hello Gimpy, it is time to take a break. Go get some more water while you are up.
Okay.
Your next break is in 1 hour.
Uh-oh. So it looks like we're going to have some orc bowmen working for us, I think. We'll do this combat and then we'll take a break. Life drain or put him to sleep? Put him to sleep. They are now asleep. We win. And because they do lifesteal, we're going to end up with undead archers. Or should end up with undead archers. I don't think we got any undead archers for some reason. And pizza from a place with 1-inch thick pizza. That's not pizza anymore. More stuff we're not going to fight. So we didn't... it didn't really work, did it? We were supposed to have maybe I misunderstand how lifesteal is supposed to work. defender loses 1 hit for while the attacker gains 1 health. Units killed mainly by lifesteal return as undead. Death immunity protects against this. For every point of failed resistance against the life stealing. Oh, so they still have a chance to resist it. So that's probably why we didn't get them. Anyway, let me take a break. Have to get up, stretch my legs, check on the dogs. Miss Gimpy went somewhere, I think. And I'll be back in a few minutes. So, thank you all very much for watching. Enjoy the dog video with kittens. Be back shortly.